All back or?
No, I don't know if he wants mine, but I wanted his. So I got it without even asking.
Dawn, you guys succeeded so much with the speed lineup last year with Ty and B out there at the same time. Is that something you want to keep doing to have
Oh,
that
yeah.
as your definite lineup?
I think we're probably a little bit quicker than we were last year from an offensive standpoint, and I don't know if it's because we are instilling that in them to play a little bit faster. So teams won't collapse on Asia. We gotta try to score quickly before that takes place. But it's a lineup that will definitely play a smaller lineup, a quicker lineup, as well as playing a bigger lineup. Like I'm not opposed to playing three bigs out there.
One of the knocks on this league up until last year was the relative lack of Final Four teams, aside from y'all a few years ago, since the Candace Parker years. What do you think it meant for just the league's respect level to have two SEC teams playing for the title last year in terms of answering those questions?
Well, we may not have put teams in the Final Four, but certainly I know across the country you can't discount what we do in and out of the country, in and out of our conference. But it just goes to show that the work that we put in over the years to be able to put two teams in the Final Four and two teams in the final game. So I look forward to our teams being mainstays in the Final Four.
Thank you.
Dawn, how much freedom does it give you as a coach to have all these different lineups that you can tinker with? You can go three big, you can go four guard, and just kind of go high low and how you want to play agent.
I think it's the more versatile you are, where you can somewhat be positionless. It's great, but there's gonna become a time where there's a pecking order where we gotta go with people that's productive. And for right now, Asia Wilson has been the most productive player on our team. Until other people, can do that in game situations, that's what we're going to go with. But for now, we're going to play fast. We're going to practice fast. We're going to, spread this ball around and see who can be effective. And it looks pretty good from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, oh boy.
I remember it started off kind of rough defensively last year too.
We did. We did.
What do you got to do with this team to kind of get them up to what you're used to?
This team is a team in which when you concentrate on certain things, they do pretty good. And it's not their fault because we've tried to create some chemistry offensively first, and then the defense will come. Our defense is effort, and I think we can move the needle when it comes to giving effort on that side of the ball.
How much have you and AJ talked about National Player of the Year, if at all? Is that a goal that you want for her? Is that something that she is really like putting on her goal list?
I don't think we talk per se about that because for me it's a known. She's the best player in the country. She's been the best player in the country for the past this year as well as last year. So it just has to happen. I think we probably not us, but I probably need to do a better job at talking about it because it seems to be when you put it out there, people start listening. I tend to kind of think less is more, and people will do the right thing. But that doesn't work, always in our sport. So sometimes you gotta drill them with it. You gotta continue to put it out there. But I think she's the best player in the country. She put us on her back and willed us to a national championship, and we can't forget about that.
Frank mentioned yesterday that the men's team is maybe in talks about a hurricane relief game. Is that something that the women's program is involved with at all?
No, not to my knowledge, but I just heard that the league and the NCAA will allow us to play an extra exhibition game. If it's got to be on the weekend. Our weekends from here on out are kind of full, so I don't know how we would get it in. I would love to do it, but hopefully somewhere down throughout the season we'll be able to drum up some support, to help hurricane victims.
And obviously, you spent a lot of time in Charlottesville, things like that. What was your reaction to what happened there in August?
My reaction, I mean, is, is senseless. Senseless. It's senseless. And, I think, I don't think that's an indicator of what Charlottesville is all about. It just so happened that Charlottesville was chosen the spot to display that kind of senselessness.
Is that something that, I mean, some of the coaches of the national team and things like that, I mean, are those some of the issues that you talk with your team and bring up for any reason?
No, I don't. I don't. I think, social consciousness is a personal thing, and I'm not gonna give off, my feelings on our team. I would rather for them to come to me and let me know what they feel is something that they want to, fight hard for.
This was the please take a picture so our song.
Aisha wanted me to ask you what your nickname for her is.
For her?
Something about passing.
Oh, that Ricky Rubio?
I guess Steve Nash.
Ricky Rubio. That's Asia. She drops dimes. Ricky. But I gotta balance that. Sometimes Ricky has the hot apple turnover in her. Huh?
She just be hating on me because I'm a better passer than her.
Ooh.
Asia.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
I
hey,
hope that's
you
the case.
yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Is that something is that kind of the area of your game that you're kind of concentrating on this season, or just expanding it? Or?
It's the area of the game I've been trying to get her to understand, because sometimes she's gotta defer a little bit, because she's gonna create and cause so much attention that if she's always looking to score, they're always gonna defend her. But if she passes off a few times, then they really don't know how to play her. And also just stretching the floor out a little bit. But you'll see a different Asia Wilson.
Did any of the players in California, the older vets, WNBA players, come up to you and talk to you about Asia and what they thought of her play?
No, they're not thinking about a kid.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about a kid. She's a kid to them.
Donna, looking ahead at future scheduling, you've always tried to go a pretty aggressive non-conference. I think this is the last year, maybe the original agreement with UConn. Have you and Gino talked about
Yeah,
extending?
we're going to continue.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll continue
Just
that.
keep doing the home and home,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, and I hope we're able to continue with Maryland and Duke. Hopefully we'll be able to do that, just to have, those quality programs on our schedule.
Is it still pretty easy to find the
No.
quality?
No, it's not. We almost have to beg. But now that we're losing Asia Wilson, we get a lot more wanting to play us. But we don't mind.
Don,
We don't
just
mind.
looking ahead, I mean, it was so good for
my God.
3 years with.
See? Here's what practice looks like after an hour. An hour of practice. This is what it looks like. Huh? Right here.
You had 6'4" and 6'5" down there for 3 years
Yes.
together. You can have height in the future, but I don't know if you're going to find two like that. And just how do you try to get what you have to play like that?
Well, you can really feel a huge void of not having Elena Coates back there, because when somebody penetrates by one of our guards, there's a huge hole that's created where Lay, and I talked to one of our coaches about Lay used to take the impact, body on. Kiki and some other players, they usually lay it and try to hit it from the side, block it from the side. But it's hard. I think we did a great job at taking advantage of the height that we had once we had it. So hopefully we got to do our jobs recruiting wise to, continue that length that we had, because it was definitely advantageous for us.